this stuff. You're permanently in the game, whether you're on or you're offline. And then so speaking of that, they came out with a new. It's really had a really bad launch. But it just came out like last week. It's called Atlas, and it's basically Ark but with pirates.
Okay.
And so you build ships and all that. And so it got all hyped up. I bought it to start off with, and couldn't even play it the first day. That's how bad of a launch it had. But you have 40,000 people on one server.
Hey, I mean, that's the thing is like when it's gonna be a game that's potentially gonna be a fun fucking game, you're gonna have people overloading the servers. It's just part of it.
40,000 is a ton. Basically, what it is, it takes you 5 hours to go from one side of the map to the other. If you're sailing in the fastest ship, so you start off with nothing. Yeah. You gotta build up from that, and you have to play with other people. If you play by yourself, you're just gonna get rocked because there's thousands of little tiny islands that you can occupy, control them, and so on. So I mean, you could potentially be buddy with somebody, but it requires a lot of people because the amount of time to get stuff is like you're talking hours of real time to make something small. But
and to be honest, like, so when I started playing Red Dead Redemption 2, I got sucked in immediately. I mean, I like playing online games. This was the first like single player game I think I've played in a long fucking time.
I thought it was online.
And it is online now. But there was a month in between the launch of it and then the actual online. Yeah. And like there was a point in it where I would just make my guy run just to get better stamina. And I had to stop and be like, you fucking dumb. You're making this guy run. He's got great stamina. What about your stamina? When was the last time you went for a run? Like, I just started, like, sitting there. And, like, I mean, the game makes you want to do shit. Like, I've never wanted to go hunting more in my life than when I've played this fucking game. Like, I'm like, I gotta go hunting. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, I sit there and I love video games. We talked about it last time. Video games are a big part of my life. But at the same time, I see myself being like you were saying in Minecraft, you were building computers and shit in Minecraft. Build a computer in real life.
That costs money, though. Like, this just costs time.
I know it costs money. I know. Yeah, that's the difference, right? That's always the difference.
Money really is just a reflection of time, just your value of your time. But
it's your value of your time, yeah.
Yeah.
And so for Christmas, what I splurged on is. That's a bow.
I've been looking at it.
I got a compound bow. Yeah, I got a compound bow for $100 at a pawn shop. I talked the guy down from 125 to 100. So I was like, I'm not gonna pass it. It's an 80-pound pull, and I had bought a compound bow when I first moved here because I wanted to get into shooting, and I got it's called a Hankoon bow, and essentially what that translates into is. You want to try shooting a bow and arrow? Don't buy a high dollar one you might not use ever. Buy this, like $60 bow and see if you like it. So I got it, and I did like it. The only problem is I had no place to shoot it around here.
Yeah.
And like, so I bought a target, couldn't shoot it around here, so I just like left it all in North Carolina. Well, then I found this place where I could go shoot, and I was like, oh, I don't have my fucking bow now. Like, so I'm like sitting there, I'm like, could pay $45, or I could just get a brand new one. And this thing's decked out to the tits anyway. So it's like, it's got the sights, it's got, the alignment, the release, all that shit, the knocks, all put on it. I don't have to take it to Dick's Sporting Goods and get it. The only thing I got to do is I think I got to get the cams greased and...
did you have that tailored?
The strings replaced.
Did you bring that into a pro shop and have it all set up for you?
Oh no, not yet. No,
you want to before
I bought it.
Shoot that.
Oh, I'm going to.
I don't know if you've ever seen.
I'm gonna make sure the strings are better. Yeah, no, I'm not having one of those fucking things smash me in the eye.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you want to have checked over on that because that's.
Oh, trust me, that's the last thing I want to do.
I would be more afraid of buying a used bow than a used firearm. I'll put it that way.
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand. Which I almost did too. Like there was a nice like Colt 45 in the store. Like it was a nice 1911.
Yeah,
it was like $400. I want to say
you
it
can
was
go on
used,
YouTube
and I was like,
and check over and clean them out yourself and make sure they're.
Oh yeah,
bows.
Yeah, those ones you need a fucking tool bench to do that.
Well, taking off the strings is scary enough.
Oh yeah,
That's a lot. Yeah, yeah,
just whipping you in the face and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I splurged some money on that, and then I also found a deal on some 9mm ammo. So I got some 9mm
Nice.
ammo for real cheap. Yeah, I got like 500 rounds for like $80, which is pretty good considering. Like you go into the store and they're like, yeah, let's give $1 a round. How about that? I'm like, oh, fuck you. Like,
so are you just gonna shoot, or are you gonna hunt with it?
so that's what I was gonna get at. Is like when I go out to Montana, I'm gonna start slow. I want to do some turkey hunting. I've heard the turkey hunting's the best one to start out with, just because it's you know
you don't have to super hunt for them. You can call them in.
You don't have, yeah, you could call them and they'll fucking come out to you, you know. And honestly, I want to see how I'm gonna do with like, you know, taking a life and listening to podcasts and people talk like Joe Rogan about it. And it's like, well, even if you buy it from the store, you're still killing something, no matter what. You're gonna kill something. Yeah. So if you can kill it yourself and use all the parts and everything on your own, sure, it's gonna be some work, but you'll feel better about it. And I was like, man, that makes sense, you know. Does that mean I'm going to go out and kill a cow to get my burger meat? Probably not.
Dude, it's funny that you bring that up, because so I hunt now, and the first time I ever killed an animal was with a BB gun. Obviously, as a kid, you get a BB gun. Eventually, you might aim it at something that's alive, whether it's your buddy running away and you guys are shooting each other, or whether it's an animal.
Or you're a psychopath and you just murder fucking squirrels in the backyard just for fun. No, I'm just kidding, Billy. I'm just kidding.
Well, I shot a bird, was the first thing I ever shot, and I felt so bad about it. So bad. Yeah. Like, I was probably like 10 years old, 9 years old maybe, and I shot a bird, and I felt so bad about it that I had a little burial for it.
Did you kill it, or did you have to fucking stomp it out of existence?
I didn't even want to look at it, dude. I'm pretty sure I killed it because it was just not moving, nothing, and I buried the thing. So I had like a burial service for it and everything, and I had my brother come over and I was like, don't tell mom and dad, but I feel really bad. So I want to make sure this thing has a nice little funeral, and you know, I'm not going to hell for it. And
right.
So anyway, yeah, that was the first thing. And then obviously, you know, that it's different as you get older. You kind of understand what you're doing. But yeah, the big thing is, you know, when you shoot a turkey, that's a good start because, you know, when you shoot a deer, I mean, that you're talking about something, a big animal that you can, you know, it has intelligence to it. It's not just, you know, go here, eat this, and do that. They've got a little bit of intelligence. You can see see what you would take as fear, kind of deal, you know, in the animal. And so that's one of those things where, yeah, I'm sure Joe Rogan probably talked a little bit about.
Oh yeah, he talks all about all that shit, and it's like, you know, you are taking a life, that is a thing. But I mean, he also explains that like, just because it's a turkey and the way you think of the turkey, it's got no whatever. It's the same thing as like I get into arguments with like vegetarians and shit, and I'm like, well, you don't think that the plants have sentient life? Because they do. They feel fear. They fucking do. They do all this shit. It gets into a crazy like little mind fuck of like
DMT or whatever in it.
Oh, dude, I used to fucking rip on a girlfriend I had who was just so into pot all the time, and she's like, "Oh, pot is, you know, it's the best thing ever, and you know, I love it, and the plants are alive too, and you can sing and talk to the plants, and the plants will grow better if you sing to them, and like all that shit." I'm like, you know, you're describing when you trim and kill the plants to burn them and smoke it to get high. Sounds fucking horrible when you say that you sing to them and make them feel good so that they grow better. Like, you know,
it's like if I were to go and cut off a piece of an animal, let it sit until it dries out, and you know, like, I mean, I don't know. It's funny.
It's different, but it's the same. Yeah, it's essentially the same. It's like owning like an iguana and just cutting off its tail every couple of months when it grows back, just to eat the tail, dude. Oh man, shit. But yeah, man, this was fun. I'm glad we did this again. I'm glad you're my first guest of 2019. It's fun. We're running on 2 hours right now. I gotta get to bed before I fucking shoot my brains out. I know. I've been working these 12-hour days the past, getting up at like 7:30. Well, you have a full-time job and you got 2 full-time jobs, one being, a parent and the other one at your other job. So it's like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But, I guess I'm bitching about very minimal shit because, I don't have kids. All I got is my fur baby. That's a callback.
Fair enough. Fair enough, dude.
Yeah.
Well, you just keep on that grind, dude. You got it.
Oh, yeah. You too, man. Well, yeah, no, we'll definitely do this again. And I definitely, I'll do a stream with you again. That'll be fun. Hopefully my ceiling doesn't start leaking again, even though if it does, I'm probably not going to give a shit.
I'm going to be out of here anyway.
What am I going to do?
Yeah, just take my security deposit away. No big deal.
Yeah. Well, that's grounds for them to give me my security deposit back. Hey, man, your ceiling's leaked. Can I have my shit back?
Yeah.
But, well, you can find Billy on twitch.tv/Warmonster17. Fuck. That's it, right?
Nailed
I got it? Yes. Fuck yeah, I did it. Anyway, we'll have the link in the bio of the episode. When are your stream dates? You want to just give them a shout out so people know when to tune in?
Tune in Tuesdays from 8 to 12 p.m., Wednesdays from 8 to 4 a.m. to p.m., and then you got Fridays 8 to 12 p.m. and Saturdays 8 to 12 p.m. So Tuesday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Folks, he's fucking crushing it during the daytime, slaying bitches at night. You've heard him before, now you're hearing him again. This has been Incomplete Thought with Mr. William Cronin. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man. Take care.
Me too. All right, let's see. Stop right there and